Hello, this is YounghoSsam. Welcome to my class. Today we are going to learn about accessing components. As a game object can have multiple scripts attached, it is often necessary to access other component functions or variables. Unity allows this via the getComponent function. We are now going to add another script to our spotlight, which will make it look at cube 1 whenever the jump button is pressed. If you don't understand, please previous tutorial. Let's think about this first. What do we want to do? First, detect when the jump button has been pressed. Second, when jump has been pressed, make the spotlight look at cube 1. How do we do this? Well, the follow script contains a variable target, because the value determines which game object the spotlight should look at. We needed to set a new value for this parameter. We could hard code the value for the cube. However, we know that exposing the variable and assigning the via the GUI is a better way of doing this. Create a new C# script and name it switch. Add the following code to switch.cs. So in project panel, click asset and click mouse right button, create a C# script. The name is switch. And open the switch is this script in the Visual Studio community. So first, to set a new variable. The variable name is switch to target. And this variable exposure in the variable. That's why I use public. The data type is transform. The variable name is switch to target. And go to update the method. If the jump bin has been pressed, so we use getComponent function. The component is following dot the variable target. So let me show the follow script. We have already declared a target value. That is, the value is exposing value public. We call the target variable at the switch script like this. We call the switch to target. The follow script to which we can then use to access is target variable. After that, save this script, click the shortkey Control S shortkey. Return to Unity editor. And this script to added a switch script to the spotlight and nice this and assign cube1 to switch it to target variable or the inspect view. Run the game, move around it, and verify that the spotlight follows usual. Then hit the spacebar and the spotlight should focus on cube1. Click the WASD and jump. Early in the tutorial, we mentioned that it would be possible to assign the variable via the code. Let's take a look at how you do that. Remember, this is only for comparison. Assigning variables by the GUI is the recommended approach. The problem you're interested in earlier was how do we tell the spotlight to get cube1 when the jump button was pressed. Our solution was to expose a variable in the switch script, which we could then assign by dropping cube1 onto it from the Unity GUI. There are two main ways to do this in code. I use the name of the game object. Second is use the tag of the game object. A game object's name can be seen in the hierarchy view. To use this name with the code, we use it as a parameter in the game object that find the function. So if we want the jump button to switch the spotlight from main camera to cube1, the code is maybe we will open the switch script and add the code like this. transform, and variable name new transform, new target equal game object. Game object defined dot find q, the game object name q dot transform, the code is as this follows this code. Done. So save this script and return to editor. The Cubon game object name is Q like this. The change the Cubon name from is to Q. Bottom right, maybe the maybe we don't use this variable. Again, open the switch to the scripts and maybe this is the comment and say and return to editor. And run the game. Done. Yes. Okay. Okay. The game object that find the function find the name of the game object. So we change the cube name to cube like this, where the name is box we needed to change the code, the name cube to box, and save and turn to editor and run the game. And jump. Okay. I created the wall game object like this. So I want to find the wall name of the game object in hierarchy. So we change the box name to wall and save and return to editor and play. And jump. Spotlight to focus on the wall objects, like it is. And second is game object tag. Well, game object tag is a string which can be used to identify a component. To see the built-in tags, click on the tag button in the inspector view. So maybe wall, click the wall game object. You can find the tag. So default is on tag. We can also create our own tag like this and add a tag and click the plus and wall. Again, select wall game object and change the tag from on tag to wall. And we change the code like this. Game object dot find the read the tag. The tag name is wall. That's it. And save this script and return to editor and run the play and press the spacebar like this. Next item is Instantiate. It is often desirable to create objects during runtime. To do this, we use the instantiate function. I'll let you show how this works by instantiating a new game object every time the user presses the fire button. So, what do you want to do? We want the user to move around as usual, and when they hit the fire button, instantiate a new object. Or a few things to think about. First, which objects do we instantiate? Second, where do we instantiate it? Regarding which object to instantiate, the best way of solving this is to expose a variable. This means we can state which object to instantiate by using drag and drop to assign a game object to this variable. As for where to instantiate it, for now, we will just create a new game object wherever the user is currently located whenever the fire button is pressed. The instantiate function takes the three parameters. First, the object we want to create. Second, the 3D position of the object. And third, the rotation of the object. Create a new script. The name is the script.cs. Great. And open the create script file. The first, the declare new variable public transform. The variable name in new object and semicolon. Go to update method. So we use if function if the condition to press the fire button, input dot get button down the firewall. We use instantiate function. And there are three parameters. First is game object. So new object, comma, the position, transform dot position. On my third is rotation. Transform. So rotation. That's it. Don't forget to transform that position and transform that rotation. The position and the rotation of the transform that the script is attached to. In our case, this will be the main camera. However, when an object is instantiated, it is useful for that object to be a prefab. Save this script and return to editor. And we create an empty game object. So the name is maybe create. Create object. And assign this script, create a script to create object. I mentioned that when an object is instantiated, it is useful for the object to be a prefab. We will now turn the cube on game object into a prefab. Sorry, the box object into a prefab. Select the box object and drag it to asset folders. The prefab icon changes like this. And click the selected create object, and we show new object variable in inspect view. The reference the box the object to new object variable. And that's it. Play the game and move around as usual. the fire button. You should notice a new cube appearing. If you want to create a game object at another position, example, the box, the position, and box, the rotation. Coloring new variable. The public game object, the variable name prefab transform, maybe. The data type transform. And change the second parameter, prefab, transform, dot position. And third parameter is prefab transform dot rotation. And save this code, return to editor, and play the game. And click the fire button. First, the reference, the new object or the prefab transform. So click box and drag and drop to reference the prefab transform variable like this, and play the game and click the control. You should notice a new box appearing. That's it. When we use the script component, sometimes we have some problem. At the time we have to debugging the script. Debugging is the skill of finding and fixing human errors in your code. Unity provides help via the debug class. We will now look at the debug.log function. The log function allows the user to send a message to the Unity console panel. Reasons for doing this might include first, to provide that a certain part of the code is being received during runtime. Second, to report the status of a variable. We will now use the log function to send a message to the Unity console when the user clicks the file button. Open the create script. Add the following line, the instantiate code inside the if block, like this debug dot log and message box create. And save this, return to editor, run the game, click the fire button, you should use a line appear at the bottom of the Unity GUI saying box created. Okay. Another useful feature for debugging is exposing a variable. This makes the variable visible in the inspector view when the debug mode is selected. But it cannot be edited, maybe so. And go to update is method and see the variable message variable. The variable declare the variable name is count and increase the count number. This is save this script. Clear the log and play the button and click the fire button to open the console. The count variable is incremented whenever a new box is instantiated. Very easy. This tutorial has introduced the essential scripting concepts in Unity. You should now read other Unity tutorial or try your experience yourself. After that, you will increase your skill. Thank you for attending today's session. I look forward to seeing you again with another topic. Thank you very much. Goodbye.